That's a good deal. Sorry, miles away. I come in and start shopping. Welcome to live shopping here at Highlight Crafts. It's our last hour of Monday, and we've got a real pick and mix on this show. We've got some SVG files, we've got dies, we've got fundamental dies, we've got micas, we've got faux snow, we've got bottles, we've got paste, and we've got a giveaway. Now then, type the word Florida. I think Amber's rubbing in the fact that she's going on holiday on Friday. Type the word Florida into the comments, and not only can you win this fabulous frame, but you can also win the dies. How fabulous is that? We decided we'd do a thing. Quite a cool thing though, right? So if you want those, type the word Florida into the comments and we'll pick a winner at the end. Let's see who's joining us already. Barbara B, good evening all. Managed the 8 a.m. show, then had to leave. Didn't get back until this afternoon, so looking forward to tonight. Absolutely, Barbara. Sarah Jane's with us. Rachel, Veronica, Mandy's just joining us as well. Right, let me tell you a little bit about live shopping and introduce you to the team. It's confusing me now, this, because Becky's on cameras on a Tuesday, always. Now it's Monday and you're on the cameras. So tomorrow I'm going to think it's Wednesday, aren't I? Got Becky on cameras. We've got our Amber. Hello. This week's going to go really slowly, isn't it, for you? Because she finishes on Wednesday night to go to Florida. 10 days. Yes. How nice will that be? We've got Lily in the demonstrator seat. Hello. So we're going to do a bit of the counter, then demo, bit more, demo, bit more, demo. So if you've got any questions, get them in. And hopefully we'll be able to answer those for you. But first of all, let's get the housekeeping out the way, and then we can get to the fun bit, can't we? So first of all, where can you watch us? Well, you can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. Now, to shop with us, you can shop either on Facebook and Instagram or the website, and there's two different ways of shopping on those platforms. So on Facebook and Instagram, we're going to show you a product. That product will have a code, and all you need to do to buy that is type the word shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video, and that will automatically pop it into a basket for you. How clever is that? Then we'll send you a direct message. When you open that, you'll find a link. Click the link. That will take you to our website, highlightcrafts.com, where you need to log into your account and then check out. You need to make sure that you're logging in, please, because then you will get your benefits of being a Club Highlight member. If you don't log in, we don't know where to allocate those discounts. If you would prefer to watch us directly on the website, you can also do that. So just pop on over to highlightcrafts.com, click watch live, press play, and as soon as that show starts to stream, you will see all of the items within that show appear down the right hand side of your screen. You then just select the ones that you want to buy, and they'll go into a little red shopping bag which will appear at the top of your screen. When you're ready to log in and check out, click on that, and that will take you through that process. Now, just before you log out, go onto the website and have a look. So tomorrow night at 23:59, the 3 for 2 deal is ending on the stickers. So please, if you think you might want some more on that deal, please go on there before that time and put them in your basket and check them out. We also have another deal starting in the morning, which I shall tell you about at 8 o'clock on the Scan and Cut show tomorrow, because we've got 3 of them tomorrow and 3 different demos with 3 different sets of SVGs. I know, it's a busy one tomorrow. It's good though. Right, now then, let's get stuck into this. So we have a Micro Studio and SVG USB with the wibblers on. So you're going to get Germinator wibblers, which is my favourite, and Spooky Street, but you get a lot in those. So let me introduce you to this. Now these are SVG files, so these are for your Scan and Cut. So you're going to get all of these as SVG files. Now you will get them in 3 different sizes to get you started. So you always get the original. Then you get either a smaller and a larger version, or a larger and an extra large version. Then you will get all of that artwork, the reverse of that artwork, all the decoupage layers, the matte layers, and all the detailed designs. So you can start to foil those if you want to. You're also getting your nested floral watering can on there. So you're going to get all of these. It's better for me to show you on the artwork. You're also going to get Spooky Street, perfect for this time of year. This is going to be brilliant for all your little trick-or-treat boxes. So let's start first of all with Germinator Wibblers. These are my favourites. Look at his hat. Aren't they fab? The detail in these is absolutely brilliant, and you'll have a whale of a time with this. Now, this is Shop World. It's £12.50. Flipping heck, that's a deal and a half. And you're going to get all of this artwork, not only as your SVG files and reflections, but also as Minecraft Studio. Now, you're also going to get your digi-stamps in here as well. So if you like your colouring in, or your pyrography, or your foil pen, these are going to be fabulous for using with that. There's loads of digi-stamps on this one, which is great. Now, the other day we had a pad of Royal & Langnickel watercolour paper. I think it was 200 GSM, I think it was. And it was 9" by 12", and it was on a crazy deal with a set of pencils. Check that out, because you can put that through your printer and print these on. They're great for that. You get all your reflections for your dies, although you won't use those. You'll use your SVG ones. Then you're also going to get all your background papers, and these are great all day, every day, a lot of these. You've got the little bees on there, you've got the flower borders, you've got little topiary trees on there as well, and then the rest is textures. So you've got like a hessian, you've got a distressed background, you've got a gingham, all of those different ones in all of those colorways. And it's not a case of, oh, that green will do, it matches perfectly. So you're going to get all of that, and then this. I love these little characters. Look at these two. Looks like someone's wrapped him up with toilet paper, doesn't it? And he's like, really? Really? Do I have to go out looking like this? Yes, you do. Fabulous, aren't they? Absolutely fabulous. You also get them with your digi-stamps, and then the backgrounds on here are fabulous. You could print these out actually on 140 pure print and make little treat bags out of these if you wanted to, or your boxes. There's more in here as well. So whether you like spooky, really, really spooky, or a lot of fun, you've got something in here for every taste. And then, as we always do, giving you those textures. Look at that as a background paper. That's fab. That's like the Dementors, isn't it, out of Harry Potter. So you're getting all of those. Shop World, instead of being £49.99, it's £12.50, and that's before your discount. I know, it's mad, but brilliant. So make sure you get that in your basket. Right, let's have a look at this now, shall we? So, Wibblers. Now, these are Shop Bees. Should be £127.91 for this. Actually, tonight, it's £29.99 before your discount. So, first of all, you're going to get all the artwork is still available for these as well. You're going to get a nesting set of your sunflowers. The artwork for that is lovely, actually really pretty. Or you could just cut them out of a paper and add your own detail in if you want that watercolour look. Also really nice as an aperture in a card that. You could almost have three, like the big one in the middle and then a medium-sized one at the top, smaller one at the bottom, and then build your story inside. That would be very pretty. So you're getting that. You then get, hi honey, I'm home. And you also get these as a nesting set. Again, card shapes, but also as apertures. So you've got your beehive. Then you've got Be My Honey. Look at that. I love the fact we've done a proper drizzler. I like that, a wooden drizzler in there as well. Now, if you don't use the artwork, you could fill this with whatever you wanted to fill it with, which will be great. Then you're also going to get your honeycomb die. So you've got that. Then you're also going to get Buzz. Look at him. I love him. His hat's too big, isn't it? It's just like falling down. And then the legs. It's the legs for me with the Wibblers. They're just hilarious, aren't they? These on shrink plastic would be brilliant. Or printable shrink plastic. Then you're going to get the Wibblers. So you've got the little characters. Now, I believe, yeah, the wings come separately. So you can have them with or without, which I just love the little faces. I think they're brilliant. Then you've also got Here Comes the Sun. So you've got your sunflower stems here, which you can use in all sorts of different projects. Doesn't have to be with this. Then you're also going to get your bough, same again. You can use it with all your 2 red robins in the studio, all that kind of thing. Shop, that's your bough. And then you've got the gathering. Now, I love it when we put a gathering in because you've got the original size of all the characters, but then we also give you them smaller and in reverse. So you get the opportunity to build those stories and that perspective. Imagine doing that book we did the other day on the Scan and Cut show, you know, the Concertina one, but with these. That'd be super cute, wouldn't it? That really would be lovely. Right, so if you want all of that, plus all the artwork, so your reflections artwork, it is Shop Bees and it's $29.99. That is a deal and a half. Absolutely fabulous. Right, let's have a look. Oh, loads of you joining us now. Thank you. We've got Pauline with us, Darren, Diane, got Aileen joining us, Wendy, Mitch. Evening, Mitch. We've missed you. We wonder where you've been. Diane, Snowy, Chris is with us, Norma. Evening all, shout out to the warehouse crew, never shopped anywhere and got my goods so quickly. Thank you. You're welcome, Jacqueline. Leslie B. We've got Sarah Jane Kennedy. I must get my Wibbler dies out and cut them in white card. I can't download the artwork because I don't have a computer or printer. We do printed reflection sheets, you know. Yeah, I think they're £1 a sheet and we'll print them. So you could do, if you wanted to do that, that'd be good. Okay, thank you. Busy for Monday, but productive, which is good. I like a productive day. And then we've got Karen joining us as well. Right, let's go through these nesting shapes now. Now, these are brilliant. You get flipping heck. You're getting all 4 sets for $59.97. So that works out at £15 a set before you discount. That's amazing. Now, even if you've got these, you could buy them again and just cut twice as fast, right? But these are fabulous. So really tightly close together. Okay, you've got your nesting ones, and then we do the ultra fine ones, and the ultra fine ones fit in between these. So if you've got the ultra fine but you haven't got your original ones, this is cracking. Apertures, all of that kind of thing, frames, shape cards. You just need basic shapes, don't you? So you're getting your circles, you get 29 in that one. You've got your fundamental ovals, you get 21 in that one. So we're already at 50 dies. Then you get 24 in your rectangle, that's 74. And then you also get 29 in your squares. So there's 103 dies in total for $59.99. And if Martin Parker was studying now, I'd be going, I remember on a Tuesday night when Spellbinders first put out the nesting dies and you get 5 and there'd be £200 and we couldn't keep them in stock. Now you're getting 103 for $59.99. That's a cracking deal, actually. And if you know somebody that's just getting into craft and they've just treated themselves to a die cutting machine, this is the way you start, isn't it? This is your beginning. I love that. And you can also do your apertures with this. So you could put your circle inside your square, your oval inside your rectangle, etc., etc. Right. Just before we go to Lily, I just want to remind you, because we've had a lot of people join us in the last few minutes, please, please, please type the word Florida into the comments if you would like to win not only this frame, but the dies. This is 2 Red Robins date night. So if you want to download the artwork, if you win, you can do. And we'll give you the dies and the frame. How cool is that? I know, we're good at you, you know. Right, Lily. Are you ready for us to come over to you for a demo, my lovely?
Definitely ready, absolutely. It's going to bring in those lovely Wibblers. I can't believe the deal on them. Saving nearly £100. I mean, that is a cracking deal. If you don't have these, they are definitely one to add into your stash. So we'll bring those in a little bit later on in the demo, but we're also going to use our mica powders that we'll have a little look at a little bit later on in the show. So we're going to start off with our tangerine. They all have fabulous names as well. As we go through them all, you'll see they've all got lovely names. And this is that beautiful, lovely, bright orange colour with that beautiful shimmer that we know and love with our mica powders. Now all we've got here is we've just got a piece of our palette paper, just to use as our palette. Could use anything, could use an actual palette, could use just a piece of acetate, a cello bag, anything that we can actually mix our mica powders onto. Then I've just got a piece of paper underneath just to protect my surface, and I've got my piece of watercolour cardstock, which is what we are going to work onto. Now the sizing of our watercolour cardstock, I've taken one of my shaker pockets and I've just cut it so it's ever so slightly smaller, about 1 millimetre or so smaller than that pocket, so that once we've done our colours onto there, it will just wrap around absolutely perfectly. So that's our piece of watercolour card ready to go. We're just going to take some of our mica powder first of all, that we've got in these little bags, and we're just going to decant the tiniest little bit onto our palette paper. Now it's one of those, be nice and gentle. You can always add more, but you can't take it away, and a little does go an awfully long way with these fabulous, really intense powders. There you go. As always, I've gone gently, and then too much has come out at the end, but we will use that in one project or another. So that's our dry powder onto our palette. Then I've got one of our lovely large paintbrushes, and I'm just dipping that in some water, and we're going to use it to create our own paint. Now mica powders are incredible because you can use them alongside so many different mediums you've got in your stash. Now I'm going to get through a few different techniques with them in this show, but just starting off with something super basic, which is creating your own paint. So you can see there you've made your own shimmer paint from just using one of your mica powders. So I've got my watercolour cardstock here, and all we're going to do is we're just going to do a nice simple wash all over that piece of card. So you're creating your own shimmer card that's going to match perfectly with your project by using your mica powders. Now of course you could be bringing in different colourways of your powders and starting to do ombres and different techniques like that, but just to show you how easy these are to work with and how fabulous these large brushes are for covering those large areas. Look how beautifully that lays down onto that watercolour card. Now because we did bring in some of our water there, I definitely recommend a watercolour cardstock for this sort of technique, just so that it takes that water beautifully and doesn't pill or buckle. Now as that dries, that shimmer will come to the fore a little bit more, which is going to make it look even more bedazzling, which is beautiful. Now we'll leave that to one side, and we'll bring in one that we've done earlier. Now what we've done with this one is we've done our background using a slightly different colour, using a paler colour, but then we actually took some of our Capella paste. I will show you this technique a little bit later on of mixing your paste and your mica powder. So instead of using water like we've just used, we actually mixed in some of that paste, and you can see over the top there you've coloured your own paste. So you've got your background that we've created using our wash with our mica powder. Then over the top there we've got that beautiful colourised paste. So by hand the white paste, it allows you to colourize that using your fantastic mica powders. So that's our panel ready to go inside our shaker pocket. I always start off by adding my adhesive onto those tabs first, then I add in my glitter or seed beads or whatever it might be that you're adding inside that shaker element, and then I start to stick it together. So you've got your tabs onto there, and I'm using my DIY Doctor double-sided tape. Should probably move that out of the way, otherwise we could have a spillage on our hands. There we go. And I'm just going to add that onto our tabs. Now your DIY Doctor tape is fabulous. It fits these tabs absolutely perfectly. I'm sure you will find that on the website. So we're going to add that to the inside of all 4 of those tabs, and then we can sandwich our sequins or glitter on the inside and then start to build our card together. So it just adds that little point of interest. Instead of perhaps using just a plain matte and layered card with your wibblers, it just adds that little bit of extra interest onto your project. So I'll go back in and I'll just reinforce all of those score lines. Now with your shaker pockets, they are already scored for you. You just got a protective coating on the back and the front. Just peel those off and then you are ready to start using them. So that's going to fit inside there. I'm just going to peel back all of the protective coatings now on my tape, and then I'm going to add all my glitters in. Now we have a few different inclusions on the show that you could be using inside your shakers. We've got things like your glitters, which is what we're going to use. Got things like your seed beads as well. Lots of different things you could be using. And if you tuned into our show at 12 o'clock, we were saying if you've got yourselves some of those fabulous little moulds, using those inside your shakers would be brilliant. So lots and lots of different things you can be adding into them rather than just your glitter. So gosh, we've got a lot of choice in here. I think we're going to go for, let's have a little look. Should we go for that colour there? Now that's rather fabulous. I think that'll match quite nicely. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And you get all your different sizes of your particles as well. It's not just your one grade within these. So I'm going to take the lid off, which is always easier said than done. There we go. Look at all that. All your different grades of your glitter. Isn't it gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful. So I'll pour some of that into our shaker pocket. Just like
I like
so.
these shakers. They're good, aren't they?
They're just so easy, Mel. They just
I like
make
the fact
it easy.
that they're quite flat.
Yes.
So So even though you're getting that shaker finish, they're not going to add any bulk to your project, are they?
Absolutely. It just gives you a slight point of difference. We love our shaker domes, but of course, these are going to be absolutely brilliant if you are thinking about posting perhaps your Christmas cards or birthday cards. I'd be using your shaker domes for all those super special cards, you know, the ones that you have to make a box for and you hand deliver. I'd be using your domes for those, and then for your cards that you'd be popping through the post, I'd be using your pockets. They are super easy to use and they still give you that fabulous effect. So look at that. We've got our mica in the background, we've got our stencil, and then we've got our shaker over the top there. Now let's start to pop this into a card. So what I've done is I've actually taken one of the backing papers from that fabulous collection, Pebbles and Promises, that launched this morning. I just thought the colour tones would work perfectly alongside our wibblers. And we've just got a matten layer of some of our brown cards. So we go around and just stick that onto our matten layer there, just to really make those lovely colour tones pop with our die cuts. And then we'll just add that onto our card base. So just a standard white card base here, just to start to bring this card together with all our different layers. And then we can add our lovely little characters at the end as our decorations. So that's just going to go onto the centre of that. And then into the middle, we'll glue our shaker pocket. So on the back there, we're going to bring in some of our glue. Now, quite often with these shakers, you have to use things like your double-sided tape, which of course is going to add bulk. But with these, you only need to use your double-sided, which is fabulous in terms of keeping that thickness of your cards down a little bit more. So that's just going to go into the centre there, and then we can start to bring in all these fabulous little characters. Now, all I've gone ahead and done is I've just die cut some of those beautiful reflections of our wibblers. And I've just added a couple of layers of decoupage just to really make these characters that little bit more dimensional. We can start to build our scene there onto our background. So we'll start off with this little fella here. I think we'll have him onto the bottom, just stood onto our shaker there, and we can start to build our own scene, which is really what these dies are all about. You've got all your little main focal elements, all your characters, and then you've got all those accessories as well that bring those scenes to life. So we'll have him stood on there. We've got this little fella here who's going to be flying on that top corner. And of course you do have all your wings, so your wings are separate. So if you do want to add in your wings, of course you can be doing that or not. That choice is yours, which I think is fabulous to have that variety. We've got our lovely little sunflower here, which once again I've added a couple of layers of our decoupage to. And we can just pop that just peeking onto the bottom there. We've brought in as well one of these lovely jars of honey. I mean, that'd be great if you've got items like your glossy accents to have that little bit of shine too, which would really finish that off beautifully. But now those would be brilliant. If you're creating shaker cards, those as apertures would be absolutely fabulous. Got some of our foliage as well, which we can just pop onto that top corner. It's all starting to build this scene by having that lovely focal element of our shaker and just arranging all of our elements, just sort of adorning that element in the centre. You've got all that dimension and all that kinetic sort of effect with your fabulous shaker onto that. Then we've got our little beehive there, so we'll have that just going under this branch that we've just added. So a little bit of our glue gel just onto the reverse of there. And of course you could be adding lots more detail, lots more decoration and other elements from the collection, but just a little simple idea of the sort of thing you can do. Of course we'll just add in our little spoon there for our honey just to finish it off. But how fabulous, working together your mica powders, your shaker elements, your glitters, all these goodies, all these lovely elements that we have in our stash, how beautifully they start to come together when you are putting your cards together. How cute is that? With your shaker element in the middle, all those lovely little wibblers on the outside, but all that full collection, all your beautiful wibblers, all your dies, your nesting dies, your elements, all of those for $29.99 is an absolute steal and a must-have. How cute are they?
Sharon,
Oh dear, what she said?
are you rubbing it in?
Oh dear. Go on.
I'm watching you from a very sunny balcony in Tenerife.
Oh, Sharon, we didn't want to know.
Whereabouts?
Oh yeah, let us
I want to know whereabouts in Tenerife you are. How fabulous. Have a wonderful time. Love Tenerife. It's lovely, isn't it? Right, now a couple of things to tell you. First of all, we were asked by Jackie if we did the SVGs for the Wibblers, and yes we do. And they're on a half price. £12.50 will get you the Wibblers SVG files. So I'm presuming, without knowing, Amber, it'll be all of these, won't it? Will it be all of these? Yeah. Oh, we need to check. Yes, please. And the pockets, now these are brilliant. If you like the idea of shakers, but you don't like the bulk that they create, these are brilliant. And because they've got the seam and then the hinges, you still get just enough space inside. Oh, Lily, lift the chair. That's like nails down a chalkboard. That's making me go like that.
I hope nobody
David kept doing it the other day, and I'm like, oh.
It's awful, isn't it? I do apologise.
It's like, these are brilliant. So as Lily showed you, just put your tape on there, and then you put a piece of card inside or back it onto a piece of card, and then you've got enough space. I'll tell you what, these out of shrink plastic or those. So bring on, because you'll get them, you won't get the Micro Studio with that, will you? You could use the smallest die to cut out the little honey jars and shrink them down and have those in your shakers. So in here, you're going to get, it says 25, is that right? Do you get 5 of each, Amber?
Yeah, 5 sizes, 25 pieces.
Perfect. So you're going to get your, perfect for your DL. You're also going to get your rectangular ones. You get your smaller square. You get your large circle. And then you also get your medium-sized circle. Shop flat $14.99 will get you 25 of those. Remember, that's before your club discount. And also remember, Laura says, sorry, evening, Mel. Did you just say evening to everybody else and not me? Did you? That's all right, I'll forgive you. This. Wibblers.
This download contains SVG cutting files for each design in the collection.
Perfect. So you get all of those as SVG files. Brilliant, right? £12.50. Now then, if you'd like, excuse me, if you'd like to win that and the dies, it's that bit you want really, isn't it? I know, I would too. That and the dies, all you need to do is type in the comments Florida, because Amber's going to Florida on Friday. She's just letting us all know, making sure. And you got your Marks and Spencer's biscuits this morning, didn't you? You've eaten them all? Amber! Good grief.
Laura had 2.
She can't leave them at home when she goes to Florida, can she?
Laura had 2. That was generous of you. Anyway, if you want those, Florida. SVG's been added, also got recoloured.
So on the screen, that's recoloured a download.
Right.
Which includes 7 different colours.
Oh, nice. £12.50. There you go. So for what you were normally paying for the SVG files by themselves, you're getting all the SVG files, all the artwork, and then you could put in that brand new artwork and you'd be paying your normal price, wouldn't you? £12.50 instead of £2.25. I'll take that. Right. She said, Deborah D, there's an A on the end. Florida. You need to retype it, otherwise it won't work. You've got to spell it right. I know. You'd think it would just go near enough, wouldn't you? But it doesn't. Right, let's talk Micas, shall we? Now then, we have lots of different options for you. I'm not going to lie to you, this would be my choice. Just because I want to pin it on my wall and walk past it every day and look at it, because it's absolutely beautiful. You're going to get 52, in fact, I'm going to take it out this plastic because it just reflects. And that'll really annoy me. So let's get rid of that over there. There we go. Now then, you can see them better. Look at that lot. Now there's 3 grams in each one of these, and you might think that's not much. Believe you me, that will last you a long, long time. Now, you saw Jane the other day mixing what she calls pigment paste for resin. Now, she was saying you can buy a set of 6 pigment pastes pre-mixed, and I think she said there were 15 grams and there were £50 for 6. Or you can buy yourself 52 mica powders and you mix it with a small amount of either part A or part B. So you don't mix your resin like you normally would. You use a small amount of either one. Don't mix both because it'll set. So either part A, part B, doesn't matter. And then we had little plastic cups on the other day with lids. You know, like you get your little sauces in, that kind of thing. And she got those and she was filling them up. So you could have 52 different colours of pigment paste to go in with your resins, which I think is brilliant. Also, it could be 52 glazes, because you can use it with your Aquastone varnish, whether it's matte or gloss, and create yourself your own mica varnish, which is brilliant. Mica powders have been around for a long time, and there's loads of different techniques that you can do with them. But not only, I'd have to rainbow it, because it's driving me a little bit bonkers that it's not all in colour families right now. But you also get your dark greens in here, greys in here, brown in here. You also get your interference in this one. I would go for a small quantity of a lot of colours over a big quantity of a small amount of colours, because you're going to get bored, aren't you? I know what I'm like. 52 of those, that is a cracking price. Have we not? It's £10 off since we last brought that on air. It's £29.99 now, isn't it? I think it was £39.99 last week. That's brilliant. Get that. Well, it's got that discount, and you'll still get your club discount off that, and your loyalty points back. That, love it. Now, that's your first one. Bless you. Shop powder. Now then, we also have these packets for you. This is the one that you saw Lily using previously. So your first set at the top has got all your autumnal colours in here. So you've got your orange, your yellows, your golds, you're almost like a goldy green, which is lovely. A silver, a black, a brown, a burgundy, and then all the way through your russet colours into your blues and purples, and then your interference. So interference looks like, they all look like the white, but each one, when you put it on black, will have a tint to it. So you've got a green in there, a gold in there, a lilac in there, a pink in there. So all of those, all 25 colours. Now you're getting 5 grams in these. Shop Royal, $24.99. See, I'm like, yeah, but for another £5, you can have another 27 colours, can't you? Slightly less quantity, but I'd rather have variety, I think. Anyway, it's up to you. Shop powder, $29.99. Now, the bottom one goes right through your pastel tones. So your rose colours into your pinks and your reds, your lilacs, right through your metallic spectrum in there, into those greens, and then through to those blues. Shop Noble, $24.99 will get you that one. Yeah, I'm still convinced that that's the one for me. I'm definitely having it. You know what I'm like. Payday next week. Went home this weekend, Mick's like, what are all these boxes? I'm like, work. Yeah, I've been shopping. Right, now then, Amber. All of these are glow in the dark, aren't they? Yes? Neon. Not glow in the dark. These are the glow in the dark. These are the neons. Right, so if you want something really bright and funky, we have got neon pigment powder. So you've got your pink. You've also got your amber. You've got your orange. You've got your red. And you've got that's a definite lily pink, that. No, that's like as loud as it gets. That's definitely Barbie, that one. So you're getting all 5 of those. Shop Heatwave, $14.99, and they have 10 grams in each one. So if you like your neons, these are the colours I think that Jane used on that book cover she did the other day, where she did the ombre with the resin. She used those. Right, let's move on to the next set of these. So you're going to get your lime. These are definitely electric, aren't they? You've got your lime. You've also got your green. You've got your blue, purple, and white, and it's no interference. That's a really good one to have if you're mixing resin and you want it white. That's going to be brilliant. Or if you want to mix it with another colour and marble it, that'll be good for that. Shop Electric, $14.99. Now we come to your glow in the darks, and they really do glow in the dark. They're brilliant. So in this one, $24.99 is going to get you all 6. There is 20 ml in each one of these. So you're going to get your orange yellow, you're going to get your yellow, you're going to get pink, you're also going to get rose red, lime, and a green. And these are brilliant. Do they work if you turn the lights out? Did you? We'll find out. Putting the lights out. Yeah, they are. Look. How good are they? For Halloween, they're going to be brilliant, aren't they? That's going to be fabulous. Thank you, Amber. That's brilliant. So if you want those, shop Ember, $24.99. Now, we also have those in your blues and lilacs as well. So you've got your dark purple, you've got your dark blue, you've got your light blue, you've got your sky blue, all the blues, you've got cyan, and you've got your grass green. All of those glow in the dark. I think that's a great idea. Take those on for Mickey. We're painting the skeletons that he likes to hang up and frighten the kids. Our kids, not everybody else's kids. Alice just walked in. Jack walked in and screamed when he was about this big, and Alice just went, ha! That was it. It was like, that's it? That's it? She was just like, yeah, it's funny. I was like, oh dear. Right, so glow in the darks. Now then, if you like dimension to your shakers, or if you would like to make baubles or bath bombs or hot chocolate bombs, these are brilliant. Talking of baubles, Stephanie and I have a show tomorrow at 9 o'clock you don't want to miss. That's going to be a lot of fun. But these are fab, aren't they? Love these. These are the ones that I used when we did the book on the Scan and Cut shows last week. So if you're wanting these, you're going to get 12 of them for $9.99, and they are nice and deep, those. They remind me of that game Frustration. Do you remember when you used to pop it and it used to, were you rolling your eyes out for?
Oh, I used to hate it.
Did you? Why?
Oh, yeah, I'm too competitive, and it's a game of chance.
You can't control it.
Yeah, exactly, Mum.
Right, there you are.
There's no
likes to
strategy.
be in control. There's no control. Definitely not here, Lily.
Well, no, true.
Right, now then, artificial snow. Yes, please. You're going to need this, aren't you, to put in your shakers, put in your baubles, use on your cards, etc., etc. Now, you're getting a double bundle here. At £7.98, you will get 100 grams. Take my advice, open it up, don't pull it apart, snip the corner. And also put them in a box, because you ain't getting that sealed again, and it will go everywhere. But these are fantastic. It's one of the nicest artificial snow, because it has almost like a pearlescent finish to some of it, and it really does. It's magical when you use it. And that, with things like Santa's Little Helpers, where she's skating, or the Cool Jewels, they'll look great with those. Right, let's talk about the glitters that Lily used, and then we'll go to Lily for another demonstration. So these are brilliant. I used to work for a company called Bramwell's, and we distributed Stampendous. And Fran, who owns the company, used to come over and bring Frantage glitters and embossing powders. If you remember those, these are very, very much like that, but very, very much cheaper, because they were really expensive. So you're going to get 18 sets of these little glitters. They have all the different pieces within them, so they reflect and refract the light beautifully. Great for your shaker pockets, great in your shaker domes, fabulous for the edges of your cards as well. You're getting all 18 colours, and there's some beauties in there. Shop Supernova. There's a code for you. Shop Supernova, $18.99. Now remember, you're going to knock your discount off that. Make sure that you're getting your basket spend to over £35 after discounts, and we'll pay postage for you. Maybe you're going to go onto the website and have a look at the highlight looks, transfers and stickers, because I think we've got up to 50 designs now. I know there's a lot. So go and have a look, because that 3 for 2 comes off tomorrow night. And make sure you tune in at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, because we've got a cracking deal on downloads for you. Right, Lily, over to you.
Absolutely, mica powders, right. We'll do another little technique using some of our fabulous powders. Now, regardless of whether you're going for the big set that Mel prefers, or whether you're going for the little plastic bags, you can do the same sort of techniques for both. Just depends what's going to work best for you in terms of the colours that you are looking for. So once again, I'm going to start off with a piece of our palette paper, just used to mix our powders onto. So we've got our lovely lavender here, but of course it could be any colourway. I'm just trying to use something that's a little bit darker, so you guys at home can see it nice and easily on screen. But I'm also going to bring in some of our Cadence transparent relief paste. Now, I did mention earlier that you could mix them in your Capella. Now, that's a white base, and it's quite a smooth finish with your Capella compared to your Sirius, which is a little bit more gritty, more of a medium texture to it. Your Capella is going to give you that lovely, smooth, slightly glossy finish to your paste. But you can also mix your mica powders into your transparent paste like this one. So all we're going to do is we're going to take some of our relief paste here just out onto our palette paper. It's just a nice little amount of that, depending on how much you're going to use in your particular project. Now, if you do mix too much, of course, you can add that to a little pot or jar or anything like that, little container that's airtight, and then that way you can actually save that colourway if you do really love the colour that you've created. And then we're just going to go in with our mica powders. So we'll just open up our little bag. I'm going to try and open it just a little bit so we can squeeze out just a small amount. Now, of course, you can always add more, but you can't take it away. So I tend to start off with a small amount, start to mix it in. Then if I do want to deepen that colour, I can go in and add some more of that mica powder in. And all I'm doing is I'm just using that palette knife just to mix in all of that beautiful colourway into your transparent relief paste. Now, the paste does look white, of course, before it dries, but as the name suggests, it will dry transparent, but of course, with that beautiful colour from the mica that we are adding into there. So we're just going around making sure we've mixed in all that colour. Of course, if you did want more of a marbled effect, you could go in and just kind of swirl that colour around, but to give you that lovely, fully mixed colour. I mean, how gorgeous is that as a colour of your very own relief paste that you've mixed yourself? It is absolutely fantastic and so super easy to do as well. And I'm just going to ask Mel, I can grab one from here. I'm going to grab one of our stencils that we've got on the show, one of our lovely mandala stencils. We just think with a little bit more of a bold design there, solid design, so you can see that lovely colour coming through all of those areas. Now, when it comes to our transparent relief paste, we don't just need to use it on things like cards, you can use it on other surfaces as well. So we're going to go ahead and actually use it onto a piece of acetate. Now, it could be onto things like your coasters, onto things like your glassware, but just to show you this technique onto your acetate. Now, I do have some of my Cadence stencil spray still on the back of there, and it's tacky enough to hold that into position. So we're just going to take that with our sprayed side facing downwards and place that onto our acetate there. I'll pop a piece of card underneath just to make sure I'm protecting my tablecloth underneath, just in case we get a bit overzealous with our powder at the edges. Flip that over so you can see that a little bit better. And it's exactly the same technique that we'd use if we were using our paste without our micas. So literally just taking our stencil, grabbing our palette knife, whether you're using a metal palette knife or just a plastic one like we're using here, and just like we are buttering toast. So literally going on, taking that lovely paste, and it's such a beautifully creamy consistency. It literally just glides through that stencil there, and we're just going to start to fill out all of that design. And you want to try and keep your palette knife quite nice and flat, so you're not sort of using it at an angle, and making sure it's nice and parallel to the surface that you are pasting onto, and just making sure you're getting into all that detail within your stencil. Of course, it could be more of a detailed stencil, but just so you can see the lovely colourway that we've mixed of our mica powders. I've used a slightly more open designs of these beautiful mandalas. So just going around making sure we've got an even layer, and then once we're happy that we've packed out all of that image there, we're just going to grab our acetate, holding on to that with one hand, and then just using the other hand to just peel gently back our stencil, and then it gives you that beautiful design onto your acetate. Now, as that dries, that colour is going to come through a little bit more, and that mica is really going to shine and sing against there. Now, this one was done about an hour ago, so it's pretty much touch dry. It's ever so slightly soft, so I wouldn't be posting that or anything like that just yet, but it gives you that idea. When that dries onto your surface, you've got all that gloss from the paste, but you've got that beautiful shimmer from those fabulous micas as well. It looks absolutely incredible. But how cool is that? Using your transparent relief paste to mix in your micas. That's why we love our micas so much. You can add them to so many different mediums, whether it's going to be things like adding them to your water to create paints, to your transparent paste, whether you're using them in your white paste like your Capella or your Sirius, whether you're going to mix them into your Aquastone. There's tons and tons of different options, and it's great if you like projects with lots of colour coordination, perhaps from your background to your foreground. These are absolutely brilliant to be able to create your own custom colours, so everything is going to coordinate together absolutely perfectly.
Fabulous. Right, let's have a look at the rest of this counter, because I'm sitting here watching you do that and thinking, I'll tell you what would be amazing on top of that. Tiny seed beads. You drop your seed beads into it. Now, these are on a deal and a half. I'll talk to you about the paste in a minute, because that's on a deal too. But seed beads, you're going to get 12 pots of the extra small, and you get the box and the pots. So you're getting that. honestly, the price that you're paying for this, you will probably pay for the 2 boxes and the 24 little containers. Seriously. And then you're also going to get this side of sea beads. These are brilliant in your shakers. Now, these are what Jane used in the resin. So she dropped these into the base of a mould and then put resin on top. It looked amazing. I love these for your shakers because it's a really nice sound. But you could also be dropping those into your clear paste. So you know, like the little artsy stones, when you drop those in, it gives you a texture. At that price, you could be doing that with your sea beads. Imagine pasting one of those like a snowflake onto your acetate and then covering it with your sea beads. That's a lovely way to make your decorations for your home for Christmas. So if you want both of those, that is shop beads, $19.99 each. Right, let me talk to you about this paste because this is on a deal at the moment. I think it's the first time that I know of, might be wrong, but it's the first time I know of, apart from last week, when we've dropped the price on this because it's absolutely phenomenal. So I wanted to do a technique that was like 3D flowers. So you had the full lily with the stem and the leaves and you pasted it. Lift the stencil vertically. So rather than peeling it back, lift it vertically and this will hold its form. Let that dry thoroughly. Put the first stencil back over, cleaned obviously, and then you got a second stencil that was just the flower head. And then you just pasted that over the top and you can get it about that thick coming off a canvas. It's a phenomenal product. And we asked Cadence to develop this with us for that technique and it's just the best. It looks like you're using a lot because you're putting it on thick paste over your stencil, but actually 85% of it goes back into your pot. So you get a lot out of one of these pots. They're 250 ml. Now your Capella is super smooth. It's a beautiful texture. It's almost silky in its finish. The Sirius is more gritty, so it has more of a texture to it. This one is lovely if you're doing things with your waxes or you're going to put any kind of dry brush or whatever it is over the top to pick out the texture. But both of them are phenomenal. Now, it's a great price at $12.99, but I noticed that we've knocked £3 off that. Shop Capella, I know, $9.99, and then you'll get your discount. So make sure that you're stocking up on these because that is brilliant. Also really good for snow. You imagine frost and snow when you just do that with a palette knife and create that texture. It holds its form. It's fabulous. Don't miss out on these while we've got them on that deal. Shop Capella $9.99 or shop Sirius $9.99. Either way, you're getting a deal on those. Right, let's have a look at these stencils that our Lily's just been using. If I grab a piece of black card, here we go, from under here. These were the ones we had on this morning actually on Makeover Monday. So the one that Lily's just used, you've just seen, way up, magnet, look. So you've got that one. Now I can't believe you're getting 16 for $19.99 before your discount. These are beautiful. If you like that look of like a Moroccan tile, some of these are absolutely exquisite. But I also like the way that you could just use that and create a whole border. You could just use the centre bit if you wanted to. So you're going to get all 16 of these. They are 6 by 6 in size. You can use your hot foil pen through them. You can use your paste through them. You can spritz through them. You can use your Capella and your Sirius through them. So even though it's a thin stencil, it will still give you that depth. So just put it on so you push it into the stencil and then put another layer on top. And when you're lifting it, get hold of both sides. Don't worry about the top and bottom and just lift it like that. Be confident when you're lifting it and then everything else goes back in the pot. That is stunning. I love that. I'm desperate to do that with the hot foil pen, but I haven't quite got time this week. But look how gorgeous these are. Now, these will never be SVGs, if you're wondering. These are sourced externally, so they're not our designs. How fabulous is that? I love that design. I think it's really elegant, really elegant. And there's nothing to stop you putting these on tiles. Maybe you're retailing in your kitchen. There's nothing to stop you doing that, just odd ones here and there. Then you've got all of these other ones. These would be nice as well with your metal flake. They'd look lovely with that. Look how beautiful these are. And I love this one in particular because you've got two different designs almost within one that you could use. There's a lot of versatility within these. That one, love the randomness of that, but you've also got the corners in there. That's lovely. Think about these on the front of diaries. Just go out and buy inexpensive notebooks and make your own designs. Also lovely on rice papers. Got new mini collections. That's tomorrow, isn't it? Mini collections tomorrow. Feels like we've got loads of new stuff tomorrow, which is great.
Isn't it?
It is really exciting. So you've got that one. You've also got that one and that one. So all 16 of those for $19.99 before your discount. Definitely be putting those in your baskets. Now then, we also have some little bottles for you. These are cute. I like these. So I don't know about you guys at home, but I'm trying to cut back on all the chemicals that we clean with because it's not good, is it? So I use a brand called Purdian Fig, and they come in, it's a glass bottle with a spray, and it's like aromatherapy, or it's like an essential oil, but you put it in, fill it with water, and you clean, and it's brilliant stuff. But there's a lot of rooms in the house, so I decant it into a smaller one and have one in each room: bathroom, loo, kitchen, bedroom, lounge, back room, all of it, because it's really nice as an air freshener or a deodorizer. It's really, really good. So if you want to try something like that, or maybe you want to take your paints, mix it with extender and make your own sprays with these, because this is fabulous. You're going to get 6 of your small bottles. You're also going to get the sprays that go in them. You then get 24 of your roller balls, which are great, with the rollers. These are really fabulous. If you like your jelly plate, put paint in here or ink refills in here, put those on and create your texture with them. So you're going to get those. You're also going to get your pipettes in there. You get caps for your smaller bottles as well, for your rollerball bottles. And then you also get a 4-piece funnel set. There you go. Might not know you needed those, but there you go. Set of 4 funnel set. Gotta be careful. Shot bottle, $34.99. Now then, crystal art. There's a lot of these. Look at this lot. You're getting all of these. Now they're good for shakers. Look at those. All of these. They're called drills. And we brought these in when we did our little 2 Red Robins. And we did, you know, when we made them into pixels. And then you could do your own crystal art. You could design your colours. But look at this lot. This is fabulous. Brilliant, these at $16.99. You're getting all of these. Colours may vary, but you're going to get a lot. I don't even know how many is in. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And you're getting 5 lots. So you're getting 100 different packets for $16.99. Lovely, aren't they? Right. What do I need to recap, please?
Can we just recap on the
Wibblers, the dies.
dies on SVGs?
Okay, lovely. So let's start with the dies first of all. I'm just going to pull these up. They look really nice on the counter, but it's much quicker to do it this way. Old hand, you see. Right, there we go. Now then, honeycomb first of all. So this should be $127.91. All the artwork is still available for you to download for your first colourway for free on highlightcrafts.com. You're going to get your honeycomb dies, and this is actually a really good size die. Look, and you've got the separate little sections. I think that's really cool. Also, if you like somebody who loves blockbusters, that'd be great. So you've got that. You're then going to get your Wibblers Gathering. So that's all the characters, but in a smaller version and facing the other way. And all the fact that you get the little bag. You've then got the bow. that you can hang the little bee's hive from it. You've also got Buzz. These would be great in shrink plastic. Can I just say that out loud? Just print off your reflections onto our printable shrink plastic. Use the outside edge die to cut them out. Little hole at the top. You can make charms and all sorts. You've got a set of nested sunflower dies, apertures, frames, all that kind of thing. You've then got the main wibblers themselves in the full size. You're then also getting Hi Honey I'm Home. That's nested, so you get lots of different sizes. You've got Here Comes the Sun with all your different sunflowers. And then you've also got Be My Honey, which is fabulous. I love that. If you make jams, things like that, these as your price tags are going to be brilliant. So all of those, shop Bees, $29.99. You'll still get your discount and you'll still get your points back on that, which is just phenomenal. Now, if you want them as SVG files, we can do that for you as well. Half price, fancy that? Shop Yellow, £12.50. We'll get you all of those. If you want the redone colourways, and we did you say 7 different colourways, Amber? 7 different colourways. Shop Colour, £12.50. Right, that's Monday done. I know, I don't know where today's gone. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, we are having Scan and Cut. We're going to do the Flower of the Month rhododendron. So if you got that at the weekend when it launched with myself and Diane, tune in tomorrow for demos. We're going to concentrate quite a bit on home decor tomorrow with Scan and Cut, because we do cards and sometimes we do canvas stuff, but I thought it would be really nice to do some frames tomorrow. We've also got the Pebbles and Promises on as SVGs. We've got, oh, my favourite, Snowflakes and Songbooks as SVGs. It's gorgeous. You're going to need that. We've got, oh, new pens from Faber-Castell. 48 fine liners. They're gorgeous and the price is ridiculous. And we're going to have a lot of fun, as we always do. We've also got, what else have we got on tomorrow? We've got rice. Oh, yes, new mini rice paper downloads. They're fabulous and a really nice eclectic mix. We've got stickers, baubles at 9 o'clock with myself and Stephanie. What else have we got? Stencils at 11. Scan and Cut at 12.
Then the downloads again
Downloads again at 1. And then at 6.
Yeah.
Me? Scan and Cut. You're right. Well, remember.
What else would it be?
Wow. I think I need to go and lie down in a dark room. I'll see you at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Oh, winner, yeah. Ooh. Winner is... Darren Hunter. Oh, Darren, look what you've just won. You've won the frame and the dies. Ooh. 2 Red Robins date night. Get online now and get them printed off, and then when your dies arrive, you're good to go. Thank you, Merle, Lily, and the team. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone. Thank you very much. You too. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Take care. Bye.